Hey guys, it's Eric with the Milwaukee Park Minute, where we're throwing strikes, getting likes, hitting dingers, getting listeners. This is your only Brewers daily podcast coming at you 5:30 a.m. Central Standard Time every day. YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, Google, Amazon. You name it, we're on Rumble. We just started a Rumble page. We're working on that this week, so we'll get more videos up there. If you do use that platform, basically anywhere you can find podcasts, we are there, guys. We do have a SeatGeek code. Schedule is open, so you can now buy tickets to basically anything. Miller Park Minute is the SeatGeek code. Saves yourself $20 off your first purchase with SeatGeek. You can also support us at Patreon. We got special episodes that we're going to be doing for Patreon. Miller Park Minute on Patreon, and then they'll get you access to the Patreon specific content and the things that we're going to do there. That being said, let's get into it today. We're going to talk a little Brewers news. We're going to talk a little WBC. We're going to talk about today's spring training game. You know, the usual, what we normally do here at the Miller Park Minute. Excuse me. Apologize. Sorry for your ears. So the Brewers played the Cubs in spring training today. The Brewers are 6-9. The Cubs are 10-6. Not that those things really even matter at this point, but gotta add them because they count them. They're stats, they're numbers, and numbers matter in baseball. So we beat them 5-3 today. Little home run for Turrang. Luke Voit also had a home run. The other big highlight of today was Jason Junk got in there for 3 full innings, only allowing 1 hit. Didn't give up any runs, and he struck out 2. Turrang was 2 for 3 with a homer, an RBI, a run scored, and a stolen base. Across the board, we had Yelich get in. We had Winker, Contreras. Got to see Churio, Anderson, Voit, the usual suspects, really. Turrang was out there. Perkins. No sign of Garrett Mitchell. Garrett Mitchell is still day-to-day. It looks like they're going to bring him back on Tuesday from everything I've read and seen. So, little spring injury. I don't think it's anything to be concerned about, but we don't know that yet. So let's play cautious. I know they're still talking about options, and that's where you're going to see Blake Perkins get some at-bats, some of these other outfielders. Frelick is playing for Italy right now, so we're going to get into the WBC stuff in a little bit, and it's getting wild in the WBC. I should have the game on behind me, but because of copyright rules and YouTube, I can't air it while I'm recording a podcast. So that being said, I'm watching it on the screen here, or following the stats at least until I can turn it back on. But that being said, Gasser went 2 innings, 1 hit, given up 3 strikeouts, so that was good. Varland had a good, well, not necessarily good. He gave up two hits, 2 runs. Milner had a good outing though. He went 1, no hits, striking out 1. I'm sorry. Miller struck out 1. Milner's didn't strike anybody out, but he went scoreless. Pergrua gave up 1 hit, 1 run, which was 1 earned run, obviously. Today's game time was 2:29, 2 hours and 29 minutes. They played it out at Simone Park. Again, it's spring training. Spring training stuff doesn't matter, but it's statistics and stuff to cover, stuff to talk about. If I take 5 minutes every day to talk about a spring training game, it's no sweat off my back, I think that spring training is something that we just kind of watch what develops and watch who's developing and see where things are coming. Leading into the next story, Christian Yelich hopes that red hot spring is a sign of what's ahead. So basically, right now, Christian is hoping to get back to as close to MVP form. A lot of people are projecting and saying that he is getting close. And I'd say every year we We hope that. I mean, since 2020, everything's kind of been wonky with Christian, and we're just hoping that we get to see him come close to that National League MVP form that he was in 2018, because it was awesome. And who doesn't want the star of the team to be everything he can be and more? And a lot of projections have him doing really well this year. I think his quiet time, as I called it, his darkness retreat, which was totally separate from what Aaron Rodgers did. But regardless, I think that'll help him out. He found some mental clarity. So this comes from Christian himself. No matter what you do, so the Brewers outfielder, even if you're try to avoid it, you're going to find it. I've heard all this stuff about me the past few years, and it upsets you in a sense. But it's a part of the game. You sign a big deal, you don't play well as you did before, you're going to hear stuff. It comes along with the territory. The territory Yelich occupied from 2018 to 2019, trodden by a few contemporaries, he hit .327, .415, .631 with 80 home runs, 52 steals in that period, earning him a 9-year, $215 million contract extension prior to 2020. September, we all know this. We're reliving here. We're reliving. But this past, he got away from it all. He unplugged. He went off the grid. He returned re-energized both in mind and from what we've seen, small sample size at the plate. Through 17 appearances, first 6 games of Cactus League play, he is 6 for 15 with 2 doubles, 2 homers, 2 walks. Good for a 400, 471, 933 slash line. So does this mean Christian is prime for it, guys? Do you think so? I mean, I don't know. I guess we kind of play it by ear. We see where he goes, but I'm excited for it. I mean, I think we all want Yelich to be back at the end of the day. If we're being realistic, I mean, you all want the superstar to be back and to be as good as he was. We're talking brewerfanatic.com. Like I've pressed this thing every day, guys. The brewerfanatic.com community is a great place. They've got positional previews going on right now. Of course, my videos are front and center on the video page, so go check those out. Specific special episodes. They're talking about the players that are in the WBC. Just all kinds of good content, guys. I'm going to leave you to go see that yourself, so I'm not going to go through any of the articles today. They got an opening day ticker. Oh, I like that. They got a countdown to opening day right on the ticker. Right on the main page. Guys over at the Brewer Fanatic webpage, just doing it right. So let's let's go to the news articles of the day. Talking about the wins. We already talked about that. Here's another one. Journal Sentinel. What will the opening day roster look like? This is written by Todd Rosiak. So let's go ahead and take a look what he's got to say today. All right, starting rotation. I don't think that has changed one bit. Nope. Corbin Burns, Brandon Woodruff, Freddie Peralta, Eric Lauder, Wade Miley. Bullpen, Devin Williams, Matt Bush, Adrian Hauser, Javi Guerra, Hobie Milner, Joel Payamps, Peter Strzelecki, and Bryce Wilson. Again, no surprises there. Catchers, Victor Caratini and Contreras. Infield, Rowdy, Abraham Torres, Willie Adames, Brian Anderson, Lee Sirius, Mike Brasso, and Luke Voit. Very similar to the lineup I gave, the opening day lineup I gave the other day. Outfielders, Christian Yelich, Garrett Mitchell, and Tyler Naquin. And your designated hitter is Jesse Winker. Sounds pretty similar to what I said the other day. But I mean, that just means that that's what we all think. That's what it's probably going to be. I don't think he didn't. Did he not? I'm going to look again. I don't think he named Keston Hira on there. Bullpen. Did he say Hira and I just missed it? Ah, he left off Hira. I mean, not to say that I don't want Hira, but like at the same time, if it's his time to go, I think it's his time to go. I think he's more likely to go than Tyrone Taylor. That's my opinion. I think Keston Hira is more likely to be gone from the team than Tyrone. Oh, there's even a story. Another Todd Rosiak? Oh, come on, I'm subscribed. Why aren't you? Oh, I gotta sign back in. Okay, there we go. Oh no, Kurt Hogg did it. Strikeouts have been primary problem for Hura. Yep, and he doesn't have a defined position, so that's a big thing. He's a very high strikeout hitter. Yep, we've talked about that. Yep, out of options. We also talked about that. Yeah, I don't know. My opinion, the jury's out. Like he's done. There's no point anymore. There's no point in playing that game with him. And then there's more coverage of the stadium thing. And then a Brew Crew Ball article. Of course, fans want to extend. Fans want to extend everybody. I don't think there's a player that right now that's in the talks of extension that we don't want to extend. It just Matt Arnold, my plea. This is your legacy right here, bro. Sign these guys, especially Corbin Burns. If you get Corbin Burns, you will go down as the best GM in history. That's my thoughts. Great day to sign him tomorrow. Today, Monday. Let's do it. So that being said, yeah, that's the news all around the Brew Crew and today's stories. Now let's talk about it. Guys, we're going to talk about it. I should be watching it right now, but I'm here with you. I was actually before I turned the podcast on and turned the TV off, Urias was up to bat and he got out. But so 5 teams tied in one of the brackets to the WBC. And so there's like a tiebreaker scenario and everything like that. And it's crazy to think about that, like a whole pool tied. Like that'd be like a division ending tied. I mean, they're not playing as many games, but so Cuba is 2-2, Italy is 2-2, Netherlands are 2-2, Panama is 2-2, Chinese Taipei is 2-2. So there's like a whole scenario behind that I'm not even going to talk about it, but it's wild. It's like I don't know how it happened. Japan is 4-0, so they are moving on. Australia is 2-1. Czech is 1-2. Korea is 1-2. And China is 0-3. Canada. I always say Canada. Canada is 1-0. Colombia is 1-0. The USA is 1-0. Mexico is 0-1. Great Britain is 0-2. They got beat pretty bad. Venezuela is 2-0. Israel is 1-0. Puerto Rico is 1-1. Dominican Republic is 0-1. And that was one of my favorites. I think if you've watched any of my videos the last week, I've talked about this every day. The Dominican was one of my favorite, and Nicaragua is 0-2. It's been fun. It's been fun because you see these guys get to play together. As we speak, it's the top of the third. Mexico's up 2-1 on Team USA. The There's another game tonight. Australia versus Czech, it looks like. Yep, Australia versus Czech is tonight. And then Japan was 7-1, final on Australia. Italy 7-1 on the Netherlands. NCA. What is NCA? Nicaragua 1-3 on Israel. 18 is what Canada put up. 18. John Axford played in that game. So it's fun because you're seeing stars from all over that like have not been like. Chassin was just pitching for Venezuela before, and that game. What was the final in that game? '96. So he gave up a couple runs. So, but I mean, still, it's cool to see him. Former Brewer playing. Yeah, it's just a fun time of baseball because you get to see everything. And if you get to see this live, more power to you. I'm just. All right, so let's go to Saturday's game. I want to see if Devin Williams got in to play for us, box. Waino did good. It's weird to cheer for players like Waino because you're like, oh, I haven't ever cheered for a guy like that. Schwarber hit a 3-run bomb in that game. Arenado went 3 for 5. Trace Thompson went 2 for 4 for Great Britain. He was kind of a highlight. Freeland, Bednar, and Adam pitched. So no, we did not get to see. Maybe we'll see Devin Williams tonight. Maybe they'll put him in if the game stays close, right? Right. So I don't know how they're gonna work out this tiebreaker scenario. I'm really kind of curious. I also wanted to see what Frelick did in his game. So we're gonna highlight. Obviously, I'm gonna highlight the players that are from our team. Frelick. Does not look like he was in the lineup in the most recent game. Let's take a look at Mexico, though. Tellez. Olfer. Oh, this is the game that I talked about yesterday. Okay. Everybody's probably kind of curious about Adames, so let's take a look if Adames got any time today in the DR game. Wait, that's Saturday. So Saturday, DR, there it is. Box. No Adames in the box score. Let's take a look at today. Still 2-1. GB. Curious where all these runs came from in the Canada game. Abraham Toro's on that team, right? Toro hit 2 hits, 3 RBIs, a walk, a strikeout, left 3 on base. Axford did a clean inning. Awesome. So cool. Gotta love it. Let's see here. DR. Oh, DR didn't play today. So we didn't see Adames yet. Let's take a look live. I know Urias was in this game. Tellez is up right now. Tellez is facing Martinez right now. Tellez hasn't gotten anything so far in this. And there's one on. Big man's gonna jack one. Can Can I root against Team USA? I don't know. Can I? I'm just trying to look around to see if there's any other teams. That's the only real team that we have got players on. Italy. Let's take a look at the box from Italy. I think Harvey's on Italy. Matt Harvey's there. Italy wins and advances. All right, so that's Team Netherlands. Frelick got 3 hits today, 2 RBIs. Look at that. He's batting .389 in the Classic. Good for him. Good for him. All right. That looks like about all I got here today, guys. So we'll keep up with the WBC, and yeah, that's about all I got. So thank you for watching the Miller Park Minute, guys. Check back tomorrow. We're gonna do some more different stuff with this. We're gonna start doing more previews this week, so stay tuned for that. Thank you, as always, for watching the Miller Park Minute, and go Brewers. Have a great rest of your day. See you guys tomorrow.
Thank you for watching the Miller Park Minute. Go Brewers.